Hello and welcome back, everyone, and especially renegades. So, today is the day we get into the tale of Jenny and Screech. It's the 13 minute and 30 seconds video, which you all recommended. I had it in the back of my head, but I researched your comments through your comments, of course, so I get it right. Because there's also something with the money game thing. It's also, I'm not, is Jenny and Screech a trilogy as well? Because I found a video called Jenny's Tale, which was 3 minutes, so I think he just put it into episodes, I guess. And Money Game was also a trilogy, and there's something I have to pay attention to with the second part, which video I choose. I will research this when I get to it, but it's in the back of my head, so don't worry. Yeah. If you want, you can just skip to the reaction, but I will just take 1 or 2 minutes to talk about what's going on personally with everything, because I feel like in the Ren community, it makes sense to talk about all that stuff, and maybe it helps someone, maybe someone has experience, and I just also want to talk about it, and here it makes sense. If you're not interested in that, which is fair, you know how to skip to the reaction. So, yeah, what's going on? I haven't been posting for 2 weeks or something. Yeah, I said it in the big push video already that I'm in a mental health rehab at the moment, which is very, very time consuming, and I just don't have the energy to do it after rehab every day. I probably could have somehow pushed out a video every day, but it felt better to not to. And yeah, I think you guys understand. You have been supportive under every video, and which is why a reason I want to talk about it here, and I feel very comfortable talking about it here. So yeah, and today is a public holiday, which is super nice because now I got some time and energy left to do that. There was also Easter, and yes. But there's only 1 week left, 1 week of rehab left next week, and after that I'm gonna be back at it again, I guess. At least I'm looking forward to it, and I hope it will work out the way I want to. The rehab was very, very helpful. It showed me a lot of good stuff. I learned a lot of good stuff, but the most important thing, I think, my therapist there had a test with me about ADHD, which was very, very interesting, and it's a huge topic and not a topic I'm educated enough to really talk about it. But the thing is, I pretty much aced that test. And there's different kinds of ADHD. There's a dreamer kind, which is not the one that can sit still, and which is why it's harder to spot at all. Also, me being 34, back in the days in the 90s, ADHD wasn't such a big thing, right? So yeah, no one to blame it on, to be honest. But it would now everything makes a lot of sense, and I've listened to a lot of podcasts from psychiatrists, therapists, etc. Who are still researching the topic, and now everything makes so much sense, and it's crazy. While I probably won't need any medication, I just need a different approach to how I go through life, and this is super interesting. And it's not that I need to push that diagnosis somewhere, but it's just to know for myself that it wasn't just me, or I'm not wrong, you know? I'm not at fault. I just need to look at life from a different side and approach things differently. Maybe try medication if it makes sense. But at this point, at the moment, I don't think so, and I'm usually a fan of not taking any medication if you don't need to. Yeah, least amount possible, maximum amount you need, like something like that. That wasn't translated very well, but in German it works. So yeah, this is what's going on. It's a very interesting time for me, and I'm super glad that I did that rehab thing now. Because yeah, it brought me further in life, and now I have it also lifted some weight off my shoulders. yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on that because I thought it could be interesting for you. And if you have that kind of ADHD, if you have any tips and want to drop that in the comments, I would appreciate that. So, yeah. Then let's stop talking now and start listening. So, Tale of Jenny and Screech. You guys told me it's gonna be a rough one. But that is fine. I like to discover all that stuff and all the whole variety of human emotions. So let's go get into it. And I also see Ren, I already see Ren and his guitar, which is pretty fucked up already, but it got so much character, like he does, which is nice. Okay, let's go. He's just such a modern day bard. It's insane. I just thought that he's gonna start this. I don't know how the piece is called. But you hear it in the mafia movies. Is it maybe it's a Godfather theme or something? But it sounded a lot like that. By the way, I won't pause too much. Don't worry, it's just now the start, and I kept the subtitles off because they weren't helping in the other Ren videos usually, so I keep them off, and I can understand him pretty good. I think. I try.
It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny walked alone, she was dragging her feet. She was heading back home to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, because she walked it about 1,000 times before she wanted to escape. Can you blame? Well, on the very same night, in a different place, there walked this hooded young youth by the name of James. He was 14 years old and out of his brain, he'd been smoking ganja with the boys. James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screech, he was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief, at 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul. As Jenny walked home all alone, she felt scared. Usually she was alright, but it was like there was something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware, maybe intuition bogging her and making her so scared. Sirens sound in the distance to the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Up or go Jenny, a boy named Screech. Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it, bitch, are you listening to me? Jenny freezes statue like a lady shakes stalactite. Feel like liquid nitrogen in the dark night. She tried to find strength to move, but stayed as still as a statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks. You think I don't mean it, girl? You don't know me. The last thing you see will be a boy code. Screech reached with the sheath of the blade, with the teeth that could bite through steel and slice concrete, and he swung possessed with the devil in his chest, and the statue she was turned to butter in her breath. It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny lay still on the cold concrete. She's found somewhere to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, 'cause she'd walked it about 1,000 times before. I guess that she escaped. It's such a shame.
What a crazy person.
Our story, it starts right at the end. At the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben. Dear Screech, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like snow. Patrick, man, let me in, please open the door. I think I fucked up, Patrick, really fucked up, man, I'm not sure. I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick, come on, man, I can't knock no more. But Screech kept on knocking till his knuckles became sore. But there's no sign of Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away. Hey, babe, are you in? Nah, nothing really, I'm just a bit tired, listen. Can I swing around yours for a few moments? I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch, for fuck's sakes! Siren sounds approaching like a banshee in the night. The shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights. Come on then, you fucking cunts, let's fucking have you then. I am Screech, I'm the boss, I'm the ender of men. You think that uniform you're wearing means that you own these streets? These are my fucking streets, and they call me fucking Screech. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", working London on the night shift. What he didn't think he'd see was a boy running at him like an animal possessed. With no time to hesitate, he fired 4 bullets at Screech's chest. Our story, it ends right at the start. Young Screech and poor Jenny lying one street apart. An officer shaken by the boy that he claimed. 2 bodies lay lifeless, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame.
He could play in a metal band with that.
London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beats and bloodstained sheets, our lady weeps, she's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale. Violet was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. I'll spare you of the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet she fell fast. See, Stevie was a wrong un, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance. Violet, why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood's black bone, crack, knick, knack, paddywhack, one to the jaw when the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I wanna do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence. Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet. London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins aligned side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
Okay. I think there's a lot to talk about that, not right? Um, maybe first with the positives. Um, um, his way of storytelling is insane. You could make a incredible drama movie out of that with hundreds of millions of budget, and it would be incredible and amazing, but probably the way he did it would be still better. Um, everything from how he uses his guitar, his voice, his acting. Probably they were also all one shots again, I guess. Okay, that's the positive stuff. Um, is there any connection to real events? I mean, it didn't say, so probably not. But the really bad part about this, I think that something like this could happen. And I'm not sure if I got everything correctly. I want to say that right away. But for me, so the conclusion was that Violet birthed twins, and that Jenny and Screech were those twins in the end. And Screech killed Jenny. I'm not sure if I got that correct or if it was, but I think it was. It makes it just more crazy, but everything that happened in there was just sad and way too real, if you ask me. That is the biggest problem with all of that it's all way too real, and that worse stuff happens in the world every day. But the way he portrays it just, I don't know, makes me remember that it happens all the time. All the shitty stuff and even worse stuff out there. But from an artistic perspective, this was just brilliant. Brilliant like everything he does, and maybe the most incredible thing he did. And I want to add another thing that is also, by the way, context for everything. There was a young guy shot in Germany like just 1 or 2 weeks ago. They said he had a knife. I don't know more about it, but that's just also for some context, which like it literally just happened. That's the context of Screech. Context of Jenny, I want to say the first she knew the streets. She walked it 1,000 times before. She had a bad feeling. There's one thing which I can't forget since a lot of years. Since one thing that I can just, which makes me so mad and sad at the same time, is, and this especially in the Western world, I think, or it's crazy that it's such a huge deal here in Central Europe where I live. But people here, women here, who go on vacation in Japan or Southeast Asia, something like that, but mostly Japan. If you ask them what's the best thing about Japan is, they can go out at night at any time and they're not scared. And that's what got through my head when he started with Jenny's Tale. And that is something absolutely ridiculous. I And yeah, to Violet's Tale, I don't think I need to say something about it. because we probably all know people who had something similar happen to them. Not deadly, hopefully. Not as bad, but we all know people who had that happen to them. And this is what makes this so hard. I mean, there's this huge dramatic ending that connects all these stories, but yeah, as I said, the real scary part is how real all of that is, and how he could portray it in a way that reminds us of how real all these things are. And it's sad, but it's just mad and makes me angry, to be honest, to talk about it. That we as species could just have everything, and we still have those things. Why is that still a thing? That's what I don't get. So yeah. It's again not a song I want to listen to every day, but it's incredible. So I hope you enjoyed this. You enjoyed Ren. I will see you on the next one.